Dana White's Contender Series 2021 Week 5 results, and it was a very, very solid fight card. The first fight of the night, Rhys von Konya going out there. The first round was pretty close, but after that, the second and third round, he out-wrestled, ground-pounded the heck out of Eddie Santos, and ended up TKOing him in I believe the last round on that third round, but he did not end up getting a UFC contract due to him. He just didn't really impress anyone too much. It wasn't an absolute domination. He was just kind of just staying in the fight. He wasn't really going for the finish in the first and second round. Yeah, he went for it in the third round once he saw that Eddie Santos was hurt, but he wasn't really going for the finish, and he isn't really that heavyweight type of guy where he's always going out there trying to get the knockout, because I believe only 5 of his wins are knockouts. He has 3 fights going all the way. He's not really the biggest finisher in the heavyweight division. I think maybe one more fight on Contender Series could definitely get him a fight inside the UFC, but for right now, he needs to improve that striking quite a little bit, and then maybe I would say he can get an offer inside the UFC, but for right now, I agree with Dana White not giving him the contract. Give him one more fight on Dana White's Contender Series against a guy that actually ended up pulling out of his fight way long time ago in the first week on Dana White's Contender Series way back on September 14th, and that guy's name was, let's see if I can find it. It was Lucas Brzezinski versus Lorenzo Hood. That is the other guy I want to look at. I want to see a fight with Lorenzo Hood, who pulled out of his fight on Dana White's Contender Series against Lucas Brzezinski. I want Lorenzo Hood to fight Rhys von Konya. Then those two guys can fight. I know it for a fact. Whoever wins that one is gonna win the fight by knockout. So the winner of that one, then I would say gets a shot inside the UFC. But for right now, I don't think he deserves a shot just yet. Daniel Hoover go out there, dominate the first round. Really close second round right there, but he ended up losing the second round, so it was 1-1 going into the third round. But in the third round, he just started throwing a lot of front kicks, a lot of leg kicks, a lot of jabs, a lot of 1-2s, and he ended up outscoring Lucas Almeida in that third round and won the fight by a 29-28 decision, giving Lucas Almeida his first ever professional MMA loss at the age of 22 years old. Absolutely insane. But Daniel Hoover is an absolute beast. I had I believe half a unit on Lucas Almeida winning his fight, because his odds were crazy. Plus 205 are the odds that I got Lucas Almeida at. It was a much closer fight than those odds that did suggest, but Daniel Hoover did get the win in a very solid fashion. I mean, that first round was absolutely amazing from Daniel Hoover. I expect to see Lucas Almeida on the Contender Series very shortly, or maybe in a short notice fight for the UFC. But these two guys right here in the lightweight division are very good prospects to be looking forward to, and another big star potentially from Mexico, only 22 years old, can definitely fight on the Moreno Figueiredo fight card with Poirier, all of them. I think that's the move. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with Daniel Hoover. Whoever you're going to face him against, put him on that UFC 269 fight card with Brandon Moreno and then Deiveson Figueiredo, because I mean, those two guys on the same fight card, it'd do a lot of pay-per-views for a younger guy like Daniel Hoover to go out there and meet Brandon Moreno at that pay-per-view. It'd just be a really good development process for Daniel Hoover. So I say put him on UFC 269. If he wants to fight sooner, put him in a fight sooner than that, but definitely put him on UFC 269 with Brandon Moreno. That's the move for Daniel Hoover, but amazing decision win right there. We had a very solid striking show from Kyle Barajas against Aaron Jeffrey. I actually had Aaron Jeffrey winning the fight by very close 29-28 split decision. He ended up losing the fight by 29-28 unanimous decision in the fight, but I did put somebody on Kyle Barajas because I did think that he has the speed advantage. If he can stay out of those clinch situations, use that speed, use that power, stay on the outside, he can definitely win the fight, and that is exactly what he did, but he did not go for the finish. Simple as it can be. He did not go for the finish, and that is why he is not in the UFC. He did not get the UFC contract because he did not go for the finish. If you're on Dana White's Contender Series and your name is not Daniel Hoover and you're not 22 years old and up-and-coming prospect, you need to go out there and get the finish. So Kyle Barajas did not get the finish. His coaches were even saying, just ride this out, get the decision, don't go for the finish, don't play too many risky moves in here, and he paid the price. He's not going to be fighting the UFC. Most likely will will have another fight on Dana White's Contender Series or get a short notice fight. But for right now, he's not going to be inside the UFC. Then we got the light heavyweights, man. Igor, you lost me some money, man. I had a parlay with Lucas Podolski and then Rhys von Koniev. I had 3 units on that one. I'm very sad that I lost some money on that one because of Igor Portoria. But Igor Portoria, he looked absolutely amazing. From the fight film that I watched on Igor, he did not show that good of striking, and he looked significantly smaller in all of the fight film that I watched previously. He looked very big compared to Lucas Podolski. Had way more power, way more speed. Just the overall striking of Igor Portoria was absolutely amazing. He's got a very bright future in this light heavyweight division. He did get the contract for the UFC, and I really don't know who he's gonna fight next. There's plenty of guys in the UFC that he can go out there and definitely go out there and knock out in the first or second round. I don't know who they're gonna put him against. I really don't know. I have no idea who they're going to put him against, but he's a very good prospect in this light heavyweight division. His grappling and his wrestling, it wasn't really shown in this fight with Lucas Podolski, but it's very solid. It's a very underrated part of his game, especially after that knockout win on Lucas Podolski. He showed amazing striking along with that grappling and the wrestling. Igor Portoria is going to have an amazing future in this light heavyweight division, but the contract winners are Daniel Hoover and Igor Portoria. Kyle and Rhys most likely are going to have another fight on Dana White's Contender Series, or possibly get a short notice fight. Chris Duncan Manuel Gasca did get canceled literally hours before the fight card was set to happen, and I do think this fight card is going to happen probably on week 8 or week 9 of Dana White's Contender Series, and I do think that Chris Duncan will win that fight. But put your thoughts in the comment section below. Very solid fight card. Even though we only had 4 fights, it was a very solid fight card. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, put your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure to turn on those post notifications so you guys that don't get notified, or so you guys that do get notified for when I post a video. That'd be absolutely insane. But yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.